when it comes to Benjamin Netanyahu, we're speaking about someone who's the subject of an international criminal court arrest warrant. And he's the subject of this arrest warrant for alleged crimes against humanity, for war crimes, and he's the architect of the genocide against Palestinians in Gaza as Israel's prime minister.
A new political showdown is unfolding in the United States over whether Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu could face arrest during his expected visit. Donald Trump has stepped in forcefully, declaring that Benjamin Netanyahu will not be arrested anywhere on American soil. The International Criminal Court controversy is now escalating into a major legal and diplomatic battle ahead of the United Nations General Assembly. Trump insists the United States will not recognize or enforce the ICC's arrest warrant against the Israeli leader. Zohran Mamdani said on July 20th that the International Criminal Court's arrest warrant against Benjamin Netanyahu must be taken seriously. The New York City mayor said he would follow all applicable laws if Netanyahu visits the United Nations in New York. His remarks immediately fueled questions over whether the Israeli prime minister could face legal action while in the city. Donald Trump quickly rejected that possibility, declaring Netanyahu would not be arrested anywhere in the United States. Trump also dismissed the International Criminal Court as a, quote, kangaroo court, unquote, and rejected its jurisdiction over both Israel and the United States. Donald Trump said, and I quote, Benjamin Netanyahu will not be arrested, in any way, shape, or form, while in the United States of America. He is fighting against the Islamic Republic of Iran, which recently killed 52,000 innocent protesters, and has spent the last 47 years killing American soldiers, and others. The only ones that should be arrested are the people that led Iran into this unprecedented spiral of death and destruction, something that should have been dealt with years ago, by previous presidents. Unquote. Israel's Prime Minister's office has also denounced the ICC warrant, calling it illegitimate and politically motivated. The dispute comes as Netanyahu is expected to attend the United Nations General Assembly in September. The controversy has now triggered a fresh political clash between the Trump administration and New York City's leadership. Mamdani argues that an international arrest warrant cannot simply be ignored once it has been issued. Netanyahu's expected visit has now become the center of an intensifying legal, political, and diplomatic confrontation.
What occurred outside of 26 Federal Plaza this morning was deeply disturbing. I'm relieved that no one was seriously injured and that a suspect is in custody. My team is in touch with our NYPD, and we will be supporting the federal investigation. Our administration will continue to ensure that every New Yorker is safe in their city and that we hold anyone accountable who threatens them. So I want to first clear up a few things. Our administration did not reach out to the Prime Minister of Iran. Our administration received a request from the Iranian consulate, and as soon as I heard of that, I made it clear that we are not meeting and we will not meet with the Israeli consulate here in New York City. And when it comes to Benjamin Netanyahu, we're speaking about someone who's the subject of an international criminal court arrest warrant. And he's the subject of this arrest warrant for alleged crimes against humanity, for war crimes, and he's the architect of the genocide against Palestinians in Gaza as Israel's prime minister. These are not facts of my personal assessment, they are facts of public record. And I believe that when someone is charged with an international criminal court warrant, it's something that should be taken seriously, whether it's Benjamin Netanyahu or it's Vladimir Putin or whomever else. What I've also made clear is that my administration will follow all applicable local laws. That is our commitment. That is something that we will follow through on when it comes to an adherence to local law. And that's all I have to add on that.
Israel's Prime Minister's office has hit back at New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani over his comments regarding Benjamin Netanyahu. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office accused Mamdani of using Israel to distract from what it described as his failures in New York. The Israeli Prime Minister's office said Mamdani should focus on governing New York instead of targeting the Israeli Prime Minister. It also described the International Criminal Court as a kangaroo court with no jurisdiction over either Israel or the United States. The Prime Minister's office rejected the legitimacy of the ICC arrest warrant issued against Netanyahu. Statement by Israeli Prime Minister's office said, and I quote, "The ICC is a kangaroo court that has no jurisdiction over Americans or Israelis. Its bogus arrest warrant against Prime Minister Netanyahu was issued by a disgraced, former ICC prosecutor, Karim Khan, a few days before allegations of sexual misconduct against him became public. It was a clear attempt by Khan to divert public attention and seek protection from scrutiny. Under Prime Minister Netanyahu's leadership, Israel has taken unprecedented wartime measures to minimize harm to civilians while confronting Hamas, a genocidal terrorist organization that uses Palestinians as human shields and deliberately targets innocent Israeli civilians. Instead of backing Khan's criminal behavior, Mr. Mamdani should focus on fixing the damage his policies have caused New York. Like Karim Khan, Mamdani appears interested in diverting public attention from his follies and attacking the leader of the Jewish state and the only democracy in the Middle East. Unquote. Meanwhile, the New York Times reported that Mamdani was reviewing legal options if Netanyahu were to visit New York. Mamdani said he would follow New York law and was consulting the city's legal department on the matter. However, legal experts said the mayor of New York has no authority to enforce arrest warrants issued by the International Criminal Court. Netanyahu has said he will not be deterred from attending the United Nations General Assembly in September. The dispute comes as New York prepares to host world leaders for the annual UN gathering.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Have you ever wondered what happens when a banking dynasty meets tides of world history, intrigue, and a dash of myth?
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.